Hi, I'm Dave Letterman. A lot of folks say, hey Dave, what have you been up to, man? I'll tell you what, bought myself a piece of real estate right here on 55th Street in Manhattan. I'm telling you, I've never been happier. It's the place to be, and if you're ever in the area, show, lunch, that kind of thing, business appointment, stop by. Love to see you. Take care. Hey, is that my pie?
My name is Barbara Gaines, and I worked with Dave Letterman since his morning show in 1980, so that's 35 years.
24 years.
11 years.
25 years.
11 years.
30 years.
25 years.
I was just shy of the 30-year mark when we went off the air. We all just got very used to this was the place we worked.
We all gathered together, we did this thing, and it ended. So the final year of preparing for that ending was joyous.
There was a certain looseness, like, well, we might as well just try to have fun.
There were, some staffers who had little parties in their offices, and a lot of alcohol was involved.
We only have another 2 months to go. Pour me a drink.
We'd have like a dozen different balls, we'd be throwing them at each other and playing loud music and turning off the lights. It was called murder ball, and it was mostly an excuse to just get out all of our aggression and to physically attack each other. I don't know if I should be talking about that on camera.
It was very hard to work on that show. So I think for a lot of people, there was relief and joy and happiness. At the same time, you're losing your job.
It's no different than people that have a job for a long time in a place and the plant moves.
Mortgage to pay and a family to take care of, so I got to go find another job.
People were very kind and they were very encouraging when they said, well, you'll be able to do anything. And I never believed that.
First thing I had to do was actually become very thoughtful of what my skills really were.
Your agent isn't going to get you a job. You have to get it for yourself through your writing or through your charm and personality, which means in my case it was through my writing. I had to do a resume, and that was really intimidating. I didn't know what to include, what not to include, what was still relevant.
After years of ignoring the emails about so-and-so wants to connect with you on LinkedIn, I thought, all right, what is this thing?
In television, a lot of times there's a little disbelief that you're going to find a great job on a site like LinkedIn. One day I saw a huge job that I had no idea was available. And then after that, I started taking it a lot more seriously.
Yes, I'm in the club now of grown-ups who like shake hands and talk about important projects and whatnot.
I don't necessarily want someone to know how old I am by looking at my resume. You hear things all the time that people in their 50s have a hard time when they leave one job and trying to get another one.
You reach out and the response is always the same. We are so flattered that you're interested in working for us. And that's it.
I would hear people talking about projects they're trying to get launched, talking about funding, talking about a critical meeting they were about to go to. Nothing's going to happen for weeks and months at a time. It used to frighten me. I'd be like, oh my God, I couldn't do that. And here I am. I'd have a phone call interview and things went great, and then a week would pass and nothing, 2 weeks would pass and nothing. And that can be incredibly frustrating. And then you do start to get doubts about, am I going to find something that feels like the right fit? Am I going to find something that's going to make me happy?
I'm naturally shy, and I don't know how to say, I'm going to crush everyone and get to the top. I never felt that way.
It's really heady because when it ends, it's all of a sudden, well, I have no identity.
It's one of the deepest personal journeys that I've been on, whether I like it or not. It's not about making money, it's about finding these projects and these people that would result in something that I'd be proud of and happy to share with people and watch. When I started at Letterman, it was the culmination of a dream. If I get another job at another show, that'd be great, but it wouldn't be the same thing, like something I've always wanted to do. Maybe it doesn't seem like exactly what you want to do at first, but you'll grow to love it. It sounds like an arranged marriage. Most people don't get to do the thing that they always imagined they would do, but I've been lucky. I've gotten another great job. At The View, I'm the co-executive producer. The person who arranged my interview contacted me through LinkedIn, so that was really exciting.
I now just directed a movie. It's called The Fundamentals of Caring. It stars Paul Rudd.
I started working on NBC's Maya and Marty.
It's a huge production, back at NBC and back at Studio 6A, which is where Late Night was produced.
Most of these people already knew each other, and I felt like, okay, I have to try to get along and come off as somebody that they'd like to work with. And don't shout down Marty Short when he tries to say something.
I'm only an AP on the show, so I don't have the stress. It's not my show, so it's not my problem, which feels wonderful and horrible.
I spent a decade trying to prove to the people at Letterman that I can do this job, and now you got to start from scratch. But that's, I think, any job transition, that's what's going to happen. I'm now a writer for Full Frontal with Samantha Bee, Mondays at 10:30 on TBS. Please watch.
I get a call from Larry David, who I've been friends with a long time. President Obama, he wants me to write these things for the correspondence dinner, are you interested? And I said, yeah, okay, fine. We sent a lot of stuff to Obama, and he did a few of our jokes. That was great to feel that again.
It's been exhilarating to be out in the world. This thing that I feared isn't as ugly as I thought it would be. It's actually kind of enlightening, and it's part of this whole journey. What can I do next that builds off of what I've just done? And will I get the opportunity to do that? And that chapter is yet to be written.
It's not a surprise to me that people that worked on The Late Show have gone on to success, because you're producing a show every day on the highest level. I'm proud to have been a part of television history.
I think the jury is still out as to whether Steve Young will have a career that blah, 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 and then Letterman was an asterisk to it, or really is it just going to be Letterman writer Steve Young also tried briefly to do other things.
20 years from now, if you and I run into each other, we will look at each other, and with an unspoken glance, we will know, yep, we were there, we know what that was.
It was a formative moment in my life, and very little of the craziness has withstood the test of time. It's mostly just fond memories, with a few key exceptions.
I worked on a big-ass broadcast with a really dynamic group of people and a guy who will be in the history books.
I brought a lot of my strength to that show, but I gained a lot of knowledge and strength from the show. I know I'll do fine.
I'm never going to have the relationships that I had with the people on that show, because we have that shared experience. So that's a great gift.
It was a good 35 years. Certainly in retrospect, I have no complaints.